Ladies and gentlemen, going from one clash of styles to another one. With Trent Hooper, that we saw debut the last Hughes Academy show against Johnny Gardner, that we just saw in action. Another guy who's extremely technical sound, maybe a little bit more viciousness that we saw in our last outing. With Trent Hooper willing to take shortcuts against a guy like Zach Hayle, who, some think is a bit of a tag team specialist, but the guy is extremely capable as a singles competitor. Floating Death Zach Hayle, extremely capable, very fast in the ring, very explosive, very athletic, and quite a good technical wrestler in his own sense as well. Something that a lot of people don't take for granted with Zach, if he's normally a speed guy, normally an athleticism guy, but his technical game is extremely competitive, is extremely good. You see there Zach Hayle getting nice and cleanly out of that arm lock from Trent Hooper, sending a little message to Trent with that little shoulder breaker with that little arm breaker on the shoulder. But Trent, as we said earlier, extremely technically sound. Beautiful bit of chain wrestling there by Trent, getting out of the maneuver. Zach easily knew exactly where he was in the ring, going straight to the ropes. Beautiful clean break there by Trent. We saw a bit of viciousness last time when we saw him in action against Johnny Gardner. I don't know if we were going to get a clean break then, but nice of Trent to give us one. As we said there, the speed of Zach Hayle, a little bit quicker to the jump there, snapping on that headlock before Trent was able to execute his own maneuver. Oh, and a beautiful headlock takeover. As I said earlier, Zach Hayle, renaming him, Zach Hayle, much more technically sound than people give him credit for. Staying on top of Trent Hooper, Trent managing to get himself out of this headlock on the ground with a headlock of his own. And what we're seeing here is Zach trying to force his way out. Very clever maneuver there by Zach Hayle. Normally you'd see someone maybe do a handstand and try and flip, use their momentum and their angles to try and flip out of a leg headlock like that. But Zach Hayle, staying on top of Trent with that beautiful shoulder block. As I said, he got out of that leg headlock extremely good. What an arm drag by Trent Hooper. Another vicious arm drag there. Trent really getting underneath Zach Hayle on those arm drags, wrenching him over with his body weight. Almost turned into a mini slam, those arm drags. Back and forth there by Trent and Zach. But Zach, again, the more experienced competitor, both in singles and tag teams, managing to get one up on that little exchange. Going right back to the arm. Oh, what a shot from Zach. Christ, Trent will be feeling that in the morning. I was trying to say that little arm breaker there that Zach executed on Trent might not win you a match, but the little stinging sensation that Trent will be feeling down his arm now, it's going to weaken his grip, it's going to weaken the power of that left hand. And those little maneuvers where you can just weaken limbs and make them, the grip slightly less and the strikes slightly less than they would normally be. That's the sort of stuff that wins you matches in the long term. Those sorts of little strategies. And as I said, Zach, the more experienced competitor, much more familiar with a long match than maybe Trent Hooper is. And again, same sort of thing with those elbows that we saw to the spine. The shooting pain that Trent will be feeling down his limbs at the moment, but Trent fighting back as much as he can. But Zach with that chop, again, driving Trent back into the corner. And Trent is really struggling to get offense in this match. Zach is using his experience to really stay on top of Hooper. We saw a lot of dirty tricks and aggression out of Trent Hooper last month. Oh! And Trent clearly the more powerful of the two, going back and forth on suplexes, but Trent able to muscle Zach Hayle over. As I said, we saw a bit more dirty tactics and aggression out of Trent Hooper last month. Maybe Trent's trying to win clean at the moment and not going for those tactics, but he might have to. And Zach countering straight out of that scoop slam with a sleeper. You can sort of hear Trent Hooper now gasping for it, trying to struggle to the ropes. There's so dirty tactics and aggression there. Zach Hayle knows full well that Trent is in the ropes and he's not allowed to do that, but a little bit of a warning to Trent with those kicks to the back into the spine. Zach Hayle shot straight to Trent. Oh! I was going to say a shot straight to Trent's jaw to make sure he didn't move, and using his entire body weight to just splash on a Trent Hooper. Only got him a 2 count, but you can see Trent now clutching his pectoral muscle, clutching that shoulder. A lot of this targeted pinpoint offense that Trent is suffering from Zach Hayle at the moment is really doing its damage. But Trent's still in the game. That shot right to the gut of Zach Hayle, but that looked like it just pissed Zach Hayle off. Zach Hayle is swinging strikes today. Talk about targeted strikes. You look at the targeting on those punches there from Trent Hooper, going straight to the sternum of Zach, trying to drive the wind out of the young man. And it may have worked, just giving him a little bit of opening to get some offense in. Beautiful clothesline from Trent. Clearly struggling with his left arm, swinging the right. But Zach Hayle is stunned. Trent Hooper is firing up at this point. Looking for a beautiful scoop slam at this. Oh, and there we go. The third time Trent went for that scoop slam, able to hit it. But I think Trent was a little bit over-enthusiastic with that cover. He basically pulled Zach Hayle off the mat with the cover. It's something you really got to watch out for with that momentum. I guess Zach Hale's veteran instincts, knowing that Trent was pulling him over a lot on that cover, just rolled himself up. But Trent has Zach locked into a beautiful, beautiful Boston Crab. And the pain that Zach has got to be feeling, shooting up his spine, shooting up his legs, off his knees. So Zach Hayle muscling Trent out of that maneuver, rolling him into looking like a small package pin. Your winner of the match, Zach Hayle! And you had to know, ladies and gentlemen, that was a desperation maneuver. I think Trent was doing the damage with that Boston Crab, but Zach Hayle desperately rolling him into a small package, and Trent does not look happy. He was firmly in control at the end of the match there, but Zach Hayle, the veteran, able to get himself into a pinning predicament and win the match.